What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling. As you can see, we are in a completely new studio.
We're not in my house anymore.
We're no longer in Kyle's house. We're at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting right here in Farmington. So we're gonna see how it goes with you guys, and we're gonna try our best and present you guys the best stuff that we can.
Yeah, best quality and best videos we can for you guys. Hope you guys enjoy.
Let's start another episode of Monday Night Raw just for you guys. Let's recap what's going on before Extreme Rules Horror Show.
This Sunday, right, Matt?
I think so. I think we're in for a good treat. So let's get right to the action-packed Raw and see what we're gonna deal with. All right. So Raw opens up with the MVP Lounge with MVP showcasing the brand new United States title. You know, I really like it. It does have a prestigious look to it. You know, I kind of miss that spinning belt type of deal that we used to have with John Cena.
Spinning belt. I like the title. I've heard a little backlash about it on the internet, but I think it's a very clean new United States champion.
Well, you know, cutting to the MVP Lounge, MVP brags about how cool his upcoming guest is, who is going to face Drew McIntyre at Extreme Rules Horror Show, therefore introducing Dolph Ziggler. As we cut to the package of Drew vs. Heath Slater last week on Raw. You know, last week I think it was pretty cool seeing both 3MB members kind of reunite.
Yeah, all we need is Jinder Mahal and the band's back together, but who knows, we might be able to see that in the future.
Everybody was happy to see that, I was too.
Alright, continuing on with this segment, we had MVP ramble on about how Dolph Ziggler made Drew McIntyre when he came back, saying Drew would be nothing without him.
You know, Drew starts talking about how he just wants Dolph because he came out right after Ziggler started talking all this smack and how Dolph is such a user, you know, I kind of can see it. But hey, Drew then tells Dolph he is going to hurt him, he's going to maim him, and he's going to torture him.
Yeah, saying he didn't want to wait until Extreme Rules, hitting Dolph Ziggler with a swift punch right in the face. MVP went to go attack Drew, but then thought better of it.
Then cut to Charlie Caruso backstage with Andrade and Angel Garza alongside Zelina Vega. Charlie asked how they feel going against the Viking Raiders later tonight, but Zelina Vega actually answers for them and claims that no man or woman, as Charlie herself, can't reach their levels.
Yeah, Zelina then saying that she doesn't like this narrative that her two clients can't work together, saying that they already have wins over the Viking Raiders, Street Profits, and The Big Show with Randy Orton last week. The Viking Raiders then pop up on screen saying that they don't like their competitors being disrespected by Angel Garza and Andrade. We then see a very interesting sight with Ivar handing Charlie Caruso the rose. The ladies' man that he is, Charlie kindly accepts, and then we see
it certainly was something different after, you know, seeing the Viking Raiders, what was it, Ivar from a couple weeks ago, getting some attention by one of the police officers for one of the bouts that they did.
And turns out that Ivar, Otis, all the big men seem to be ladies' men.
Like, come on, Charlie Caruso. It was awkward. Don't get me wrong, but it was something different. It kind of got me like, oh geez. But
yeah,
you know, it was something that I actually liked seeing. But after the break, we then cut to the Viking Raiders as they make their way down through the ring, and then Andrade and Garza come out as we head for an elimination tag team match. We then cut to a package of last week before this match started, as Randy Orton slapped Garza to get him and his teammate on the same page as Randy Orton got his team the big win last Monday. You know, it was actually really cool seeing Orton pop and snap like that.
Yeah, it really seemed like that Randy really got the two on the same page. As you'll see in this match, they ended up actually working very well together.
Well, then we start the match and kick things off as Andrade and Garza actually attack the Viking Raiders, getting a quick, cheap shot in prior the match started. After a few minutes in, Eric then gets eliminated as Andrade and Garza think they actually have this match in the bag. They group outside of the ring as Ivar rams through both of them by jumping through the middle ropes, tumbling down both men.
Yeah, Ivar really looked strong here. He was taking out both competitors. You know, I thought the Viking Raiders were done after Eric got eliminated, but Ivar really stood strong here and really put up a fight.
Can we just talk about the sell that Angel Garza made from the right hand by Ivar?
Oh yeah, dude, it almost looked like a real punch. I'm not even kidding.
He sold it. He sold it well, and I'll give him that.
I'm sure Vince and everyone backstage saw that and gave him mad props after that match. Andrade then tagged himself in after saving Angel Garza a few times, which I never thought I'd see after the two have had a very tumultuous past few weeks together. Andrade then immediately gets eliminated, leaving the match Ivar against Garza.
Took a spin kick to the head, but Zelina made sure that the ref saw his foot on the rope until Ivar took the advantage for the big leg drop off the top rope for the win. Well, after this match, we cut to Sarah Schreiber with Ruby Riott being interrupted by, once again, the annoying Iconics, claiming that their next match is going to be a handicap match as the one and only EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, shows up right next to Ruby Riott.
Yeah, I did not see this coming. Supposedly they're good friends. I certainly didn't see that coming.
Well, we then cut to the Iconics versus Ruby Riott and Bianca Belair. I thought the match was over as Ruby was hit with the Shades of K by a hot tag.
Oh yeah, right off the rip. But Ruby Riott somehow survived, and then we saw the, what's her name there, Matt?
The EST of WWE.
Yeah, the EST of WWE. She really took over this match, showing her strengths in the ring, putting on a friggin' slaughter fest on both competitors.
You know, I like seeing her back. I really do.
Yeah, I think she's a really good up-and-coming competitor, and I could see her winning a women's championship very, very soon in the future.
We then cut to the 24/7 champion R-Truth backstage as he walks up to Ricochet and Cedric, as Ricochet says that he is facing one-on-one the Viper Randy Orton tonight. R-Truth gets it all mixed up and thinks that
he's actually facing Ric Flair. I mean,
yeah.
Come on, that funny guy that he is.
I mean, you know, after he found out he was facing Randy Orton, he kind of got a little bummed out, and he says he's not too happy about this, and he was very confused. Honestly, the guy R-Truth is, he made it so much better than, if it wasn't him, it would have been a little awkward. But the guy that he is, I loved it.
He takes whatever small segment he gets and usually knocks it out of the park.
R-Truth then meets up with Akira Tozawa as Tozawa then pins him as R-Truth quickly kicks out and is tracked along by some ninjas alongside Akira Tozawa, and then Truth tells Tozawa to meet him down in the ring to settle some business.
Yeah, saying he has no time for this, seeing how he has to focus on Randy Orton and not Ric Flair tonight.
You know, after we cut from commercial, we got R-Truth versus Akira Tozawa alongside his ninjas. As both are in the ring, Truth asks why Akira Tozawa has the ninjas beside him as Shayna Baszler comes down to the ring and takes out each ninja one by one. Truth walks out of the ring, allowing Shayna to take the microphone. Shayna keeps rambling on about how she is done with everyone running around like they are in control.
Yeah, saying that she is going to be the cure of this delusion and saying that she will not stop until she gets one of those championships.
Hey, you know what? I think this was a perfect time for Shayna to come out, especially with everything that's going on. It kind of gave me a little bit of a glimpse to see what's coming down, and Shayna's really meaning business. So
yeah, I certainly didn't see it coming. It was a pleasant surprise to me for sure.
We then cut to a promo from last week's Monday Night Raw with Mysterio and Kevin Owens versus Seth and Murphy, with Dominic actually ringside for his father, allowing Ray to pick his stipulation as an eye for an eye match since they did win the match last week. We then cut to Murphy and Seth backstage as Murphy questions Seth what an eye for an eye match is. You know, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how WWE's going to go through with this.
Yeah, which one of them going to be wearing an eye patch? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with that match. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Seth then tells his disciple to relax and focus on his match that he has tonight with Aleister Black, saying that he has a message for Rey Mysterio and everyone else about this eye for an eye match as we cut to commercial.
As Seth heads down to the ring, you could see he was just heated up by what an eye for an eye match is. He kept repeating, an eye for an eye,
yeah, dude,
an eye for an eye. Like, how many times are you going to say? I
thought
he was going to keep going and
creepy.
going. It was, but hey, it kind of got me in the mood. It kind of got me a little scared, so I think it's gonna be cool to see.
Man, what do you think they're gonna do with this match at Extreme Rules, man? I just don't know how it's gonna work.
You know, with the graphics that WWE can put on, you never know. They can make it seem like an eye popped out. You never know, and have it follow like they have an eye missing.
What, and then reattach it to the super
Yeah, reattach it by Monday again.
Shit, what we turn into the Terminator here or something?
But it took him a second to think that Ray really meant an eye for an eye. Look, I mean...
Yeah, he thought it was just a little bit of payback that Ray was talking about, but no, Ray was serious about the eye for an eye match,
you know,
saying he's going to rip the eye actually out of the socket.
We never saw a match like this before, but Seth tells us he didn't mean to hurt Rey Mysterio, but now it's just...
He said it was just a moment of opportunity. Ray was standing in his way, saying he could use Ray as a sacrifice. He claims that he didn't want to do this to Ray, saying that he was forced to by the WWE Universe, calling him the next big thing and getting him all hyped up. Kevin Owens then comes down to the ring, making fun of Seth Rollins and hyping up their match later that night. Kevin Owens even finally gave Seth Rollins an eye patch, and Seth said that it's now time for jokes and games, that it's time to be serious.
You know, it was pretty funny with Kevin Owens bringing down an eye patch. Honestly, it just ruined the moment for Seth. It just kind of break the moment for us of all seriousness, and the guy that Seth is all serious, and then Kevin Owens coming out to break it. It's pretty funny. Before the match with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy comes out, and then so does Aleister Black as everybody fights in the ring, creating a havoc brawl until we cut to commercial. And then we come back from a commercial with an impromptu match, as you see, Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy. These two never tend to disappoint.
Yeah, these two have a long history together, and every single one of their matches has been jam-packed with action and suspense.
You know, they're both such hard hitters, especially Black after hitting Murphy's. What was it? It looked like he hit Murphy's tooth out, and then on the side of the ring it looked like Kevin Owens said, "Oh, look, a tooth," and then he picked it up from the canvas and put it on an announcer's desk. But then Aleister hits a black mask to pin Murphy as Seth pulls his teammate out of the ring as Ray and Dominic come out and corner Rollins.
Yeah, we then had some sort of, what would you call it, a mini lumberjack match?
Yeah, it was weird. As they were all cornering Rollins, we then cut to commercial, and then as we came back from commercial,
we had Kevin Owens and Seth in the ring ready to duke it out.
Yeah, so I guess we're cutting to their match next, as KO and Seth start trash talking in the ring while applying arm holds. It was pretty cool, and then KO sends Seth outside being cornered by Aleister Black, Rey Mysterio, and his son Dominic.
Yeah, showing that, you know, Kevin Owens has friends too, and they certainly helped him out during this match.
You're not wrong.
After the commercial break, Seth really turns the tables, knocking Kevin Owens out of the ring, hitting him with a suicide dive on the outside of the ring.
Seth Rollins then goes for a stomp, and then Kevin Owens goes for a stunner, but couldn't get it, as Seth then goes for Kevin's eye, as Ray and Aleister Black and Dominic distract him, as KO hit him with the stunner for the huge win. You know, Ray jumps on the mic and tells Seth he will walk out of Extreme Rules with only one eye. Then we cut to Ric Flair and the Big Show backstage as Rick compliments Show. You know, he was complimenting him for a few minutes.
Yeah, this was hard. Honestly, when I was watching, it was hard for me to hear and put this together, but towards the end, it sounded like Ric Flair was just complimenting the Big Show, saying how he's had an excellent career and saying he wants him to go in the Hall of Fame healthy. He then tries to trick him, telling Big Show to get out of there whenever he can, saying Randy Orton's scary. If you thought Paul Heyman could sell, this was an excellent sell job by Ric Flair.
This was a great sell job. He lured me in like it was a kid's story about a kid trying to fall asleep. Hey, it was like a nighttime story, Kyle. I loved it.
Hey, they called Ric Flair the dirtiest player in the game and saying his mic skills are unmatched, and he really showed it right here.
After that big sell by Ric Flair to Big Show, we then cut to a commercial where we were given a promo of how Randy Orton has lived up to the standards of the Legend Killer.
Yeah, showing how he became the Legend Killer, and it was cool to see all the former Hall of Famers that he's beaten along the way.
Right after this video package, we then cut to Randy Orton actually backstage with his eerie promo as he dies screaming at the camera and the microphone. So hey, he's serious business. You know when Randy Orton's actually messing around and when he's not. Randy Orton then explains how selfish it was for Christian to accept his sanction match a few weeks ago, then says how the Big Show helped him pave the road in WWE, and how R-Truth will be added to the list later on tonight. Rick comes to hype Orton up for the match as Randy glares at him and evil as he walks away. You know, something told me that someone is going to get the big boot later tonight.
We then had the match with Randy Orton and R-Truth. R-Truth coming down to the ring, but Ric Flair following hot behind his heels, saying R-Truth is just going to get hit with an RKO, and that's basically what just happened there.
I mean, pretty much all that happened. R-Truth said he had to go to talk to Ric Flair, and he turned to Ric Flair, and Randy Orton took that time and turned him around and gave him that good old RKO.
Yeah, for the 1, 2, 3. After we thought all the chaos was over, Randy Orton then set up for that big punt kick that he does. But Ric Flair actually stood in front of R-Truth telling him not to do this. All of a sudden, we see the big giant Big Show come down to the ring.
You know, Randy Orton actually questions him to a sanction match next Monday on Raw, and Big Show actually, he accepts his match.
He accepts it by yelling, "I accept." I thought it was pretty funny, but it was meant to be pretty serious, but it was pretty funny to me.
After this segment, we cut to Bobby Lashley and MVP being interviewed by the one and only Sarah Schreiber, saying that after Extreme Rules, they will party after both their huge victories. She then runs to Drew and asks him a question until Dolph actually...
Yeah, all of a sudden, Dolph comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Drew McIntyre.
Just a few minutes in, Bobby locks in the full Nelson to end the match, then right onto Cedric, sending him hard onto the canvas, thanks to the Hurt Business. After the break, we then cut backstage with Charlie asking the Big Show if he's really willing to accept Randy Orton's unsanctioned match on Monday.
He answers it with one simple word, and that is yes.
And then he just walks right off camera. Oh, poor Big Show.
Dude, I haven't seen Big Show this fired up in a while. So we then cut to the main event as Sasha and Bayley head down to the ring to defend their WWE Women's Championships against the Kabuki Warriors.
You know, of course, with Bayley coming down to the ring, they both like to promote themselves and about how good they are and how they are the best in the business. Then we cut to the match as Bayley and Sasha try to attack the Warriors before the match even starts. We then cut to commercial and come back with Sasha and Bayley in control of Asuka for the first few minutes, so Kyrie gets that hot tag with a double spear to both Bayley and Banks.
Dude, the double spear is one of my favorite moves, really is.
I think Kyrie can really pull that off, but with such action-packed movesets by both tag teams, Banks locked in the Banks Saban, and then after, Bayley helped Sasha escape the Asuka lock, leading them to retain their SmackDown Women's Tag Team titles.
Yeah, this was a great match to end the night, really. It was jam-packed, full of action, and I really didn't know who was going to win, and that's all you can ask for in a main event, good back-and-forth action.
I enjoyed it. I think you enjoyed it as well, so.
Yeah, guys, that was it for this week's Monday Night Raw. I'm really looking forward to Extreme Rules this weekend. Let us know what you're thinking is going to happen with Extreme Rules. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace out, everybody.
See ya.